I want to begin with something very direct. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of people entrepreneurs, executives, students, and everyday individuals who simply wanted a better life. And I've discovered something powerful. The people who transform their lives don't always do it slowly. Sometimes the most dramatic change begins in a single decision, followed by 7 focused days of action. In 1 week, a person can become almost unrecognizable, not because their face changes, but because their habits, their posture, their thinking, and their level of discipline change. And when those things change, everything else begins to change. Now let me ask you something important. If you had the chance to redesign the way you think, work, and live over the next 7 days, would you take it seriously? I'd like you to answer honestly. Comment below, I'm ready for my 7-day transformation. Because the truth is this, transformation does not happen by accident. It happens by decision. The decision begins right now. I learned early in my life that most people live far below their potential, not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack opportunity, but because they allow their days to pass without intention. They wake up late, they scroll endlessly, they react to life instead of directing it. But the moment you decide to take control of your week, you start taking control of your future. 1 week, 7 days, that's all we're focusing on. And I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that 7 days from now, your discipline is stronger, your thinking is sharper, your energy is higher, and the people around you can actually see the difference in the way you walk, talk, and act. That kind of transformation is not magic, it's structure. And today I'm going to walk you through the mindset that makes it possible. The first principle I want you to understand is this: your outer life reflects your inner standards. If you raise your standards even for 1 week, you begin to change the direction of your life. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time studying highly successful people. I read their biographies. I listened to their interviews. I observed how they behaved in everyday situations. And I noticed something fascinating. Highly successful people treat every single day as if it matters. Average people treat days like they are disposable. But every day is a building block of the person you become. So if you want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, the first thing you must change is your identity, not your clothes, not your social media profile, your identity. You must begin telling yourself a different story about who you are. Instead of saying, I'm lazy, you say, I'm becoming disciplined. Instead of saying, I always procrastinate, you say, I take action immediately. Your brain listens to the language you repeat. And when you repeat stronger beliefs, your behavior begins to follow them. This is not positive thinking for the sake of feeling good. This is neurological conditioning. Every thought you repeat strengthens certain pathways in your brain. When you repeat powerful thoughts, you strengthen powerful behaviors. That means your transformation begins with something extremely simple: the words you say to yourself. I want you to start each morning this week with one statement: today I act like the person I want to become. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. And here's why this works. Your mind cannot clearly distinguish between identity and behavior. When you act consistently in a certain way, your mind begins to accept that as your identity. So if you act disciplined for 1 week, your brain starts believing you are a disciplined person. Now, the second principle of becoming unrecognizable in 1 week is control of your environment. Most people try to change their life while leaving their environment exactly the same. That rarely works. Your environment is constantly influencing your decisions. The things you see, the sounds you hear, the people you talk to, the content you consume, all of these shape your thinking. If you want dramatic change in 7 days, you must become extremely intentional about what enters your mind. For the next week, reduce the noise. Less meaningless scrolling, less negative conversation, less distraction. Instead, fill your environment with things that elevate your thinking. Listen to educational audio. Read books that challenge your mind. Spend time with people who talk about ideas, goals, and possibilities. When you feed your mind higher quality input, your thinking naturally rises to a higher level. And higher thinking produces higher action. The third principle is something that changed my life permanently. Take immediate action. One of the biggest differences between successful people and unsuccessful people is speed of execution. When an idea appears, successful people move. Average people hesitate. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for confidence. But confidence comes from action, not before it. So during this 7-day transformation, I want you to develop a simple rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. Send the email, make the call, write the idea, start the task. Small actions repeated quickly create momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful psychological forces in the world. Once you start moving forward consistently, your brain begins expecting progress. You become addicted to improvement. Now here is something else I've observed after decades of studying performance. Energy changes everything. You cannot become a powerful, disciplined, focused individual if your body is constantly exhausted. Your physical state affects your mental clarity. That's why during this 7-day transformation, you must treat your energy like a priority. Wake up earlier than usual. Move your body. Drink more water. Eat in a way that fuels your brain instead of slowing it down. When your body feels stronger, your mind becomes sharper. And when your mind becomes sharper, your decisions become better. This creates what I call the performance cycle. Better habits create more energy. More energy creates better thinking. Better thinking creates better action. Better action produces better results. And better results reinforce your belief in yourself. Within just a few days, this cycle can dramatically shift the way you experience life. Now let me share another important truth. Transformation is not about doing something extreme once. It's about doing the right things repeatedly. You don't need to redesign your entire life overnight. You simply need to identify a few powerful habits and execute them consistently for 7 days. Wake up with intention. Plan your day. Focus deeply on your most important task. Limit distractions. Improve your thinking. Take action. Evaluate your progress before sleeping. If you repeat this cycle for 7 days, something remarkable begins to happen. Your self-respect grows. And self-respect is the hidden fuel of personal success. When you keep promises to yourself, even small promises, you start trusting yourself more. And when you trust yourself, you begin setting bigger goals. You begin expecting more from life. You begin seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. That's when people around you start noticing something different. They may not be able to explain it, but they can feel it. Your posture changes. Your voice becomes more confident. Your decisions become more decisive. Your focus becomes sharper. And that's the moment when people say something interesting. They say, "You've changed." But what really happened is this. You finally started acting like the person you are capable of becoming. Now, before we continue, I want you to do something important. Pause for a moment and think honestly about your current habits. Which habit, if you improved it for the next 7 days, would make the biggest difference in your life? Is it waking up earlier? Is it eliminating distractions? Is it focusing deeply on your most important work? Or is it improving the way you speak to yourself? I want you to write your answer in the comments, because when you declare a commitment publicly, even in a small way, you strengthen your psychological commitment to change. And that small commitment might become the beginning of a transformation that surprises even you. Because in my experience, the distance between where you are now and where you want to be is often much smaller than you think. Sometimes it's just one disciplined week. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to structure those 7 days so that by the end of the week, your mindset, your habits, and your personal momentum make you almost unrecognizable compared to who you were before. Let me continue with something extremely important. If you truly want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, you must understand a principle that has guided almost every successful person I've ever studied. Clarity creates power. Most people wake up in the morning without a clear direction. They move through the day reacting to whatever appears in front of them: messages, notifications, random tasks, other people's priorities. But the most productive people live differently. They decide in advance what matters most. During this 7-day transformation, I want you to begin each day with one simple habit that can change your entire level of performance. Before you start your day, write down the 3 most important things you must accomplish. Just 3, not 10, not 20, 3. Your brain performs best when it has clear targets. When you focus on 3 meaningful outcomes, your mind automatically organizes your energy around them. This is how high performers operate. They don't try to do everything. They focus on what matters most. And when you do this for 7 days in a row, something interesting happens. Your productivity increases dramatically not because you're working longer hours, but because you're working with precision. Now here is the second strategy that can transform you within a week. Eliminate decision fatigue. Every day, the average person makes thousands of small decisions. What to eat, what to wear, what to work on, when to start, when to stop. Each decision consumes mental energy. Highly successful people reduce unnecessary decisions so they can focus their mental strength on important problems. During this 7-day transformation, simplify your routines. Decide your wake-up time in advance. Decide your work hours. Decide when you exercise. Decide when you study or improve your skills. The more structure you create, the less energy you waste. And when your energy stops leaking into small decisions, it becomes available for achievement. Let me give you another principle that can change how people perceive you almost immediately. Speak with intention. Many people speak casually about their goals. They say things like, I'll try, or maybe someday, or I hope things improve. But powerful individuals speak differently. They say, I will. They say, I'm working on it. They say, I'm building this. Language shapes perception, both your own perception and the perception others have of you. When you speak with clarity and certainty, people respond differently. But even more importantly, you respond differently. Your brain hears those words, it begins aligning your behavior with them. So during this week, I want you to eliminate weak language from your vocabulary. Replace hesitation with commitment. Replace doubt with direction. This one change alone can dramatically increase your confidence. Now here is something that many people overlook. If you want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, you must also change how you use small pockets of time. Most people waste the small gaps in their day. 10 minutes waiting, 5 minutes scrolling, 15 minutes doing nothing in particular. But highly effective people understand something powerful. Small amounts of time, used intelligently, create enormous long-term advantage. If you read 10 pages during a short break, you finish a book in days. If you listen to educational audio while walking or traveling, you gain hours of learning each week. If you review your goals during quiet moments, your focus becomes sharper. These tiny investments accumulate. Over 7 days, those small improvements begin creating noticeable change. Your thinking becomes deeper. Your conversations become more thoughtful. Your ideas become more valuable. And people begin noticing that you seem more focused, more driven, more intentional. Now let's talk about something that separates ordinary individuals from extraordinary ones: personal responsibility. This principle changed my life completely. The moment you accept full responsibility for your life, your power increases. Blaming circumstances weakens you. Blaming other people weakens you. Blaming the past weakens you. But when you say, I am responsible for what happens next, your mind immediately shifts into solution mode. During this 7-day transformation, I want you to adopt a powerful question. Whenever something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I do now to improve this situation? Not why did this happen? Not who caused this? Just one question. What can I do now? This question trains your brain to focus on progress instead of frustration. And the more often you ask it, the faster you move forward. Now, here is another habit that can dramatically change your mindset in just a few days. End every day with reflection. Most people finish their day by distracting themselves, television, endless scrolling, random entertainment. But high achievers take a few minutes to evaluate their progress. Before going to sleep, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? What could I improve tomorrow? What is the most important thing I must accomplish next? This short reflection process strengthens your self-awareness. And self-awareness is one of the most powerful advantages a person can develop. When you review your actions daily, you begin correcting mistakes faster. You begin recognizing patterns in your behavior. You begin improving continuously. Within just a few days, your thinking becomes more strategic. Now let me share another powerful idea. If you want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, you must temporarily raise your intensity. Think about athletes preparing for an important competition. They don't train casually. They train with focus. They train with urgency. They train with discipline. For 7 days, I want you to treat your life the same way. Move with purpose. Work with concentration. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Protect your focus. This short period of elevated intensity can break patterns that have been holding you back for months or even years. Beko abi are often fragile. And when you disrupt them with focused action, you create space for stronger habits to replace them. Now I want you to imagine something again. Imagine that you wake up tomorrow morning with a clear plan. You begin your day earlier than usual. You move your body. You feed your mind with positive ideas. You focus deeply on your most important task. You eliminate distractions. You finish the day with reflection. Then you repeat the process again, and again, and again. After just a few days, your momentum becomes undeniable. People around you may not understand what triggered the change, but they will feel the difference in your presence. Your energy becomes more focused. Your conversations become more purposeful. Your actions become more decisive. And this is exactly what happens when a person stops drifting through life and begins directing it. But there is still one more powerful layer to this transformation, because lasting change doesn't only come from discipline, it also comes from vision. And in the next part, I'm going to show you how to build a powerful vision for your future and how that vision can fuel the kind of momentum that makes a one-week transformation not just possible, but life-changing. Now let me share the final piece of this transformation, and in many ways, it is the most powerful one. If you want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, you must connect your daily actions to a clear and compelling vision of your future. Without vision, discipline feels like pressure. Without vision, effort feels exhausting. But when you have a powerful vision of the person you want to become, every action begins to feel meaningful. Your brain starts working differently. Instead of asking, do I feel like doing this today? You begin asking, is this moving me toward the life I want? And that single shift in thinking changes everything. One of the most important exercises I've ever practiced and taught to thousands of people is something I call future projection. I want you to imagine your life 3 years from now, not vaguely, very clearly. Imagine that everything in your life has improved dramatically. Your skills have grown. Your confidence has increased. Your income has improved. Your relationships are stronger. Your health is better. Now ask yourself a powerful question. What kind of person would I need to become for that future to exist? Think about it carefully. Would that person wake up earlier? Would that person use time more wisely? Would that person speak with more confidence? Would that person focus more deeply on meaningful work? Almost always the answer is yes, which means something very important. Your future does not depend on luck. Your future depends on the person you decide to become. And the beautiful thing about this idea is that you don't have to wait 3 years to begin becoming that person. You can start today. You can start this week. In fact, the purpose of this 7-day transformation is simple. It is to practice becoming your future self. Not perfectly, but intentionally. Let me give you an example. If your future self is confident, you practice speaking with confidence today. If your future self is disciplined, you practice discipline today. If your future self focuses deeply, you practice focused work today. Each time you do this, something powerful happens inside your mind. Your identity begins shifting. And identity is the most powerful force in personal development because people always act in alignment with who they believe they are. If you believe you are unfocused, you behave that way. If you believe you are determined, your actions begin reflecting that belief. That's why the real goal of this week is not just productivity. The real goal is identity transformation. You are training your mind to see yourself differently. And when that shift happens, your results follow naturally. Now there is another principle I want you to remember. Transformation becomes permanent when you raise your self-expectations. Most people unconsciously set very low expectations for themselves. They expect to procrastinate. They expect to lose focus. They expect to delay important work. But successful individuals expect excellence from themselves. Not perfection, but excellence. During this 7-day transformation, I want you to raise your expectations slightly above your current habits. Expect yourself to start tasks immediately. Expect yourself to finish important work. Expect yourself to control distractions. Expect yourself to grow. When you consistently expect more from yourself, your behavior rises to meet that expectation. Now here is another truth I've learned after decades of studying human performance. Your confidence grows faster than you think when you start keeping promises to yourself. Think about this carefully. Every time you say you will do something and you do it, you strengthen your self-trust. And self-trust creates confidence. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you build through action. That's why this 1 week matters so much. Because 7 days of disciplined action can rebuild your trust in yourself. You begin proving something powerful to your own mind. I can rely on myself. Once that belief becomes strong, your entire life begins expanding. You set bigger goals. You take smarter risks. You pursue opportunities that once felt intimidating. And the people around you begin noticing a difference that is difficult to explain. Because confidence has a visible presence. It shows in your posture. It shows in your voice. It shows in the way you make decisions. Now I want to share something that might surprise you. When people say someone became unrecognizable, they rarely mean appearance alone. What they're really describing is presence. Presence is the energy you bring into a room. It's the way you listen. It's the clarity in your speech. It's the focus in your eyes. Presence is created through alignment when your thoughts, actions, and goals are moving in the same direction. During these 7 days, you are creating that alignment. You are aligning your habits with your goals. You are aligning your energy with your ambitions. You are aligning your actions with your future. And when alignment happens, people feel it. Now let me give you a final challenge. For the next 7 days, treat your life as if you are preparing for the most important opportunity you will ever receive. Because the truth is, opportunities often appear without warning. And when they do, they reward the people who are ready. Preparation creates readiness. Readiness creates confidence. Confidence creates action. And action creates success. So here is what I want you to do starting today. Wake up with intention. Move your body. Feed your mind with powerful ideas. Write down your 3 most important tasks. Take immediate action. Protect your focus. Reflect at the end of the day. Then repeat the process tomorrow and the next day and the next 7 days. That's all. 7 days of intentional living. 7 days of higher standards. 7 days of disciplined action. At the end of that week, something remarkable will happen. You will look back at the version of yourself from 7 days earlier and realize that person already feels different. Your thinking will be sharper. Your habits will be stronger. Your confidence will be higher. And most importantly, you will know something that many people spend years trying to discover. You will know that change is always within your control. Not someday, not next year, right now. But before we finish, I want to ask you one final question. Are you truly ready to commit to these 7 days? Not casually, not halfway, fully. If you are, I want you to write this in the comments right now. My transformation starts today. Because commitment is the first step toward change. And if this message helped you see your potential, how? In a new way, take a moment to support the channel so more people can discover these ideas and improve their lives as well. Remember this, your future is not determined by your past. Your future is determined by the decisions you make today. And the next 7 days might be the most powerful beginning you've ever given yourself.